Well, when the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie. I think this is what they were talking about. Come on now. Doesn't suck, right? So, no coffee today. Alcohol spritz. Because, of course, we're in Venice. Oh, my goodness. How's everybody doing out there? Who do we got here? Troll says, nice Pete eating pasta live from Italy. I'm going to do that after. I'm not going to stay on too long tonight because I want to obviously just do this and enjoy. But it's nice to have you all here. I found this place earlier today, and I thought this is a perfect place to do this from for a few minutes tonight. I'll probably go a half hour or something like that. Hang with you guys. But Marco says, Venice, my city. That's awesome. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if the sound's an issue. I'm using AirPods. And hopefully it's decent. You can hear me okay. Todd Roy says, hope you're having a great time in Italy and enjoying the splendid eats. The food's been so good. It's crazy. I ate pizza 2 days in a row. There's a little more of a view for those just joining. Just amazing. What a place. It really is all that. Yeah, pretty fantastic. Who else we got here? Jazz Dragon says, hope you're having a good time. I am. Thanks very much. Looks like we got about 100 people online. Wes says, wish I was in Venice. I wish you were here too. There's an awesome Canadian guitar builder in Italy. Augustin Guitars. I don't know that one. That builder. Interesting. I guess I should tell you a little bit about what I was doing here. I was here with IK Multimedia, and it was really fun, actually. They put a few artists together here to record a track and do some other stuff, too. More on that later. But we all got together in the studio. Some new friends, some old friends, some folks I'd never met before, but nobody that I'd recorded with or worked with. And over 2 days, we kind of arranged 5 guitars for this song, and it was really cool. So there's some photos on my Instagram if you want to sort of see more, know a little bit more about who was involved and stuff. But it was really fun, just a good time, and they wined and dined us and treated us really nice. So it's fantastic. Thanks, IK. It was brilliant. So they're in Modena. Also yesterday, we got to go to the Ferrari Museum. That was fantastic. And also learned a lot about balsamic vinegar. I've got no complaints. Things are good. Let's see. Lauren says the other voices aren't a problem, but yours is a little quiet. Nothing I can really do about that. I don't want to talk. I feel like I don't want to talk too loud. So, because I'm kind of in a mellow place, so hopefully it's all right. But anyways, that's kind of the nature of iPods or whatever these are called. What are these called? AirPod Pros. Did you pick up a new Ferrari? Yeah, I thought they were just going to give me one when I went to the museum. I thought that was part of the deal, but no, unfortunately not. Let's see. Great photos on IG, says Todd. Thanks. Yeah. Some guitar questions here. And says Thornbuckers or Thornbucker 2 for the heavier stuff. It depends on how tight you want to keep things. Like the A2 model will be a little spongier in the bottom end, but it's in a cool way. I kind of like that sound now. It's not really a heavy pickup. Like if you were like, oh, I want to play really heavy, it's more a low whine kind of thing. It's not really a kick the front end of the amp thing. For that, I would like really hard. For that, I would probably go with a Sir SSH Plus or something like that. That's what I'm using these days for that kind of thing. So, yeah. Let's see, Peter says, I occasionally just take a little sip of balsamic vinegar. Yeah, I learned yesterday, about, the age stuff and how if it's up to 25 years, it's basically like super low acidity and it's incredible. Keeps reducing down smaller and smaller and smaller barrels over the years. If you get, it's $180 a bottle or something in this place I was at for a 25-year aged balsamic. But it's incredible. There's a big difference between a 12-year and a 25-year. It's really interesting. The other stuff, sort of the more regular stuff, at this place I went, there was 5 different levels, increasingly better and better. Sort of the most basic, you would use on salads and things like that. But then the other ones are meant to be used on a pasta or on meat or, it's interesting. And then, gelato, like you could put good stuff on gelato too. It's interesting. I didn't know all the uses for it until yesterday. It's pretty cool. Todd's asking what I'm drinking. Yeah, it's Aperol Spritz. Aperol Prosecco and soda water, basically. It's delicious. Let's see. Is your Billiard weight relieved or chambered? Is a question. No, it's not. It's made of African mahogany. I guess what would be considered okume. I think. And that makes it about 8.2 pounds. So it's quite light. And Gil says that he has seen purchase orders from Gibson in the 50s for large quantities of African mahogany. And so he's like, they used it. They totally used it. So his theory is that they used that as well as Honduras mahogany. Delicious. And so when I had the guitar bill, he was asking if I wanted a more Jimmy Page thing or if I wanted the, like a real heavy rock guitar. I said, no, actually, I don't want the Page thing anymore. Telly on steroids thing. For those just joining, I'll show you the view. Oh, fantastic. And the moon up there. It's just a great night. It's like totally clear. It was kind of cloudy all day today, but it's cleared up considerably. Just in time for the sun to go down. It's beautiful out now. Very nice. Good times. Am I doing any live gigs out here? Arthur's asking. I'm not on this trip. We were just recording in the studio. It's kind of the first time IK has done a thing like this. They bring a bunch of people together to make some music in the studio, and we were brainstorming about if you were going to do this, it's going to be cool to maybe book a gig, do something local in Bodna or something, and have a show, But it was really cool that they did it. It was a good time. It was a good event. So, yeah. Yeah, Naive Steve says he flew over Venice on Friday from Greece. Small world, for sure. Yeah, I haven't been to Greece in a long time. I'd love to go again. I'd love to go to Hydra or something. Did you all use Tone X for the recording you were doing? We did, actually. Yeah. I used some of the amalgam profiles in a little Tone X. AC30, I think, is what I use for everything. I just used 2 sounds for what I was doing. It sounded great. It was really cool. It was 5 guitar players all playing on the same track. So what we tried to do was orchestrate it so that it all made sense musically, so that there was nobody stepping on each other. It's cool. Peter says, "Have you ever had a singer body check and tried to punch you on stage?" No, I have not. Perry, man. It's kind of depressing, the turn of events. Honestly, I mean, talking about Jade's Addiction, obviously, there's going to be some people watching that probably don't know what we're talking about, but Perry Farrell kind of lost it on stage the other day on Dave Navarro, and they had an on-stage brawl and had to get pulled apart. It's a mess. He's obviously needs some help. He's in a bad way, So it's too bad, man. Dave strikes me, I don't know him, but he strikes me as a really good guy. And he's a sober dude, has it together, so it's got to be frustrating for him on many levels, because Perry seems pretty inebriated every show, and you're out there with your band that so much of your legacy is based on. You're just trying to play some shows. Tickets are expensive these days, and then that's going on, and it's sad, because it's also there's got to be a frustration, but then it's also a disease, of course. And dude's his own worst enemy right now, and just kind of needs to get to the place, I guess, where he can get some help. Anyway, it's too bad. But what else we got here? Let's see. Paulette use old wine bills for guitar bodies. Do they? That's interesting. Forrest plays them. Todd Roy says, that's interesting. Old wine barrels. Huh. It's kind of a cool idea. Kind of like the seats at the Hollywood Bowl, that Fender made some out of. Some guitars out of. Pretty interesting. Arthur says, Dave was instrumental in helping get the guy locked up who murdered our mutual friend. Oh, it's a dark story. I don't know anything about that. Todd Royce says, check it out. Mostly old barrels. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting when they do the balsamic vinegar, they reduce it and gradually, because it's getting less and less, and the acidity's, whatever, evaporating or whatever over time. And it gets reduced, and then smaller and smaller barrels for 25 years. I found that really interesting. I didn't know that. They do that with vinegar too. IK's got some neat stuff coming too on the horizon. A lot of cool ideas and stuff. Nothing I can talk about, but some neat stuff, both software and hardware wise. So pretty cool. And Thorpe says, thanks for hanging out with us, your wealth of knowledge. Hey, thanks. And not boring. Thanks. Appreciate it. Lauren says, I have one guitar and one lap and a cat, and I have 2 cats. Oh man, that's quality problems. For sure. I had a crazy thing happen the other day, a little kitty rescue. We ended up with a new cat, I guess. So, I'll tell the story real quick, but I wish I could show the picture, but I'm not going to be able to figure that out on this live stream. But we were at the beach the other day, about 48 hours before I came to Italy, and there was a little kid with a cat in a box on the beach, and it said, cat needs a home. And he was just a little kitty that's probably like, 12 weeks or so, we figured, old. And he was so sweet, just like sleeping in this box, but he had fleas, and and this kid said his dad wouldn't let him have them because he already had 3. And the little boy looked kind of like, they were nice people and stuff, but it sort of seemed like they were like, I don't know, what you maybe like gypsy people, sort of, that kind of vibe. And he said, "Oh, my dad says he's going to take him and just leave him in a box somewhere if I don't find a home for him, like on the street." And I was like, "I can't." Like, I was just like, "I can't deal with this. I got to do something." So 10 minutes later, I was in an Uber with this cat on the way back to my car. It's like, oh God. So we took him, and the next morning, took him home, gave him a flea bath that night because he had lots of fleas, and got all of them off. And he was so like just purring and just this like little purr machine, really cute, the sweetest little guy. He was so good and just chill and good in the car and everything. Like these random people just took him, here we are. And so I took him in and got him all the shots the next day, and spent all kinds of money getting blood work done, stool tests, and all that stuff. Had him completely checked out. He's basically got a clean bill of health, and he's just the coolest little dude. So got a new cat, I guess. he's awesome. So, but then I had to come here right away. So taking care of him at home, but I felt like I was really torn because I was like, it was kind of an emotional thing, because I love cats so much. It was like a crazy thing. But anyways, so what's his new cat's name? Says menu. So I think we're gonna call him Mochi. I wanted to call him Dumbo because he had really big ears, but that didn't go over so well. So he's really cute. He's a little orange tabby, but with big ears. And I've never heard a cat purr so much. It's crazy. Just really cool. Yeah. So, we're talking about everything but guitars today, but I guess that's okay. What would you recommend as a first tube amp purchase? Says Christopher Montgomery. In the under kind of $1,000 range, I would look at everything from smaller, like maybe used, Blues Junior. I really like the silver Princeton reverbs that the 68 custom Princeton that Fender has done, and I'm sure you can get those for well under $1,000 used. I'm not sure what they retail for. I think they're around $1,000, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I'm not sure right now, but I would think you could find one used. So it's the 68 custom line, both like a deluxe or a Princeton in that line would be really good, I would think. If you want more of a hard rock or metal amp, maybe look at the EVH Iconic. Quite good. Or a Runt. You could probably find a used Runt 20 or something. It's a really good amp with a Fendery kind of clean and a sort of like Dave's BE channel for the dirty if you want 2 sounds out of an amp. So there's some good options there, I think, for a first tube amp. Anybody else got any suggestions for that? What do you think? Metal Militia says, "Can't wait to see your new best friend. He's really cool, and I hope Toby loves him too." Yeah, that's my big kitty. Yeah, they're getting along famously well, like really, really good. They're like fast friends, and I think it's going to be really good for Toby because I go to the studio all day and stuff and leave a lot when I'm watching him, and then he's home all day alone, and I know he's a cat, and pretty self-sufficient, but I just feel bad. Still, like, it'd be better if he had a friend, but then we always wondering, like, well, bring another cat, maybe he'll hate him, maybe maybe he'll be really territorial. Man, he was really good. Like, he was so cool. A little bit of hissing and that kind of thing when we first got him together, and we divided him. We were supposed to do the thing where you put him on either side of the door for like a week. That only lasted a couple days, and then they were in the same room together. But it went really good. I mean, no crazy stuff, no bad fights or anything. Just a little hissing, little territorial stuff. But right away, they were really curious about one another. So it was cool. It's gone really well. Really well. Yeah. Dory says, "You're a wonderful soul." Oh, thanks. I had to take him. I just couldn't leave him on that. I mean, he was like breaking my heart. I looked at his face. I'm like, what are we doing? Are we going to actually do this? And I looked at him. He's just got this big almond eyes, and he was like looking at me. And I was like, okay, that's it. We're taking him. I figured even if we took him to a good no-kill shelter, which I know some, even Pasadena Humane Society, for example, I don't think they're technically a no-kill shelter, but they do keep cats for a very, very, very long time, and they're well funded, and it's a great place. Uh, so I thought even if he ends up there, he's better off than in this. He's not going to make it if he ends up on the street. He'll just end up being a stray. That would be awful. So it's like no matter what we do, it's going to be better. And of course, we ended up just falling for him. So anyway, I'm talking about everything. But, used egnator amps as entertainment speculation. Yeah, that could be a really good option. I would think an egnator. The little, they called the Rebel 20 or something. And then they had the one with the switches that you could kind of mod and stuff. Anyway, yeah, used egnator is probably a great option. Yeah, agreed. Todd says he got 2 new kittens. Current cat, Bobby didn't take too kindly at first, but now he loves them. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it just takes a minute. Yeah, it's a concern. Arthur says he's got the same concerns about getting another cat. Like, will it work? I definitely think it's good to be aware of. Like, there's a lot of resources, a lot of information about how to do the introduction. And I do think it was wild to watch Toby. Like, it happened separated. The little cat was in the bathroom. We kept him in there for a couple days, and then Toby had 2 doors in between, like the living room he was in and the bathroom, where the little guy was, and he could smell him all the way. He was like smelling the door and sniffing. He was just so curious. It was really cute. He wanted to know what was going on in there. So, we've already hugged. Anyways, we ended up putting them together, and it's all good now. So, yeah. Let's see. Danielle says the tube amp I keep thinking of is the Victoria Club Deluxe. That's cool. Victorias are a little more boutique, I don't know if that would be like good for the first tube amp, or if you're just saying that you dig that in general. But PV Classic, yeah, that's a good suggestion. I mean, you can probably get them for $500-600 used, I think, right? With a little VHT amps. I don't know anything about VHT after Freya. Yeah. Robert's asked me if I can make something shut up. No, I can't do that. Some new people just sat down and they're a little more loud. Anyway, I'll show you the view and it'll make it all worth it. Very nice. Yeah, good stuff. So I'm going to hang about another 10, and then I'm going to take off and do some dinner. Here for another day tomorrow. And then I'll head back to Bologna day after that, and then back to LA the next day. I'll be back in my studio for the next one of these. And by the way, I've got Blue Saraceno on next week. So I need to set up the watch page for that, but I'll do that on its own. Somebody's asking what I'm drinking. They say peach juice. No. That is an Aperol Spritz, my friend. The national drink of Italy. I guess that's not true, but it kind of is. You can literally walk by places, these joints, and there'll be 25 people sitting at tables, and 21 of them will all be drinking spritzes during the day. Because it's delicious when it's warm out. Todd says, this might be a dumb question, but is Britt with you? No, she's not. She's at home. She's actually headed over to the Netherlands to do a drum clinic in a couple days. She's got a gig in Ohio or something, I think, and then she's got to leave from there and go to the Netherlands to do. So we're all over the place. Crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Enjoy Italy. Happy for you. Thank you. Let's make my logify. Thank you. Appreciate it. The nut on my guitar is really tall. Should I sand the bottom, cut the slots? Says my knees hurt. Have a really good tech do it. Unless you want to try it yourself, you could. I don't do that stuff myself. I feel like it's an art. But yeah, the slots. You want to go with the slots, and or a tech will do a brand new one that might be better. But the nut is an art. It's got to be just right, and I'm really picky about the height of nuts. It's important. It's got to be just so in order for the action on the whole guitar to feel right, in my opinion. So there's Peter with the super chat. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Something for the cocktail fund. Appreciate that. That'll be helpful because tonight it's actually expensive up here. I found this joint today, and the only downside is that it's about 3 times the cost for not those expensive anywhere else. It's so good. Just delicious. Tonight could be the pasta night, I think. That's what it's going to be. Todd says, enough trial and error. I now do my own nuts. Wow, that's impressive. Do you really? That's great. Where do you buy the tools from? Maybe post in the chat. You get them from Stuart McDonald or something? Because I know you can get all the stuff you need to do this from Stuart McDonald. You're going to cut but that's impressive, man. Thanks again, Peter, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Too kind. Peter Evans there. And yeah, let's see what we got here for some of the other comments. I want to learn how to make my guitars play well since my knees hurt. Well, Stuart McDonald's a great resource then, both with sort of books and all the tools you need and everything like that. They've got it all. All Parts has a lot of that stuff too, and you can get it through Sweetwater and stuff. But yeah, Stu Mac is the legendary kind of Lithier's resource. There's another super chat from Sloppy Fingers. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. On Tone Talk Friday, I coined wobbly pops for the best. We were having then the age of the beer we were having. Sorry, hard to read my screen. Then the Ajax came my way. Should have fired back with. There's a line at the bottom of my screen, so I can't see what you said. Should have fired back with some y'alls. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing this on my phone, so it's like limited. My youngest daughter. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. So Joe was at the game on Friday.
If you can get a hold of that Entertainment Speculation says if you can get a hold of the Dan Earl guitar maintenance videos, I remember that. They are the gold standard. Yeah, for sure. I think Stu Mac.
Yeah, they were painting.
Don't they sell those? At one point, I bought all the fret dressing tools and stuff from Stu Mac, and I did one fret dress. This is 25 years ago, more, maybe 30. Scary. And I did my best, but I sucked at it. And it was a lot of work, and I was kind of not very good at it. Roy says, make sure to hit the like button. Yeah, please do. Not so many viewers this week. That always seems to happen when I'm traveling and stuff. When I do one of these kind of on the road. I think people like it when I'm in the studio, not when I'm drinking Aperol spritzes at a balcony like this. But hey, it's nice. Got to get out there in the world and do things, right? Well, I think I'm about 29 minutes now. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here pretty quick and make sure I get to dinner because I think Place is gonna relatively soon start winding it up for dinner around here. Jeff says, can I get your opinion on running a Sin 2 through the effects loop on a tube amp? I mean, it totally works. I would just say it's dependent on the amp. it's best used in an amp that has a good effects. Probably buffered return, all that stuff. It's actually probably not as. But something like the Sin, it's going to be, obviously buffered coming out of it because it's a preamp. So probably more forgiving running into different things from that in that regard. But it definitely works well into the PT100 or the PT15 because I've tried that. That's kind of what it's designed for, really. I mean, they're designed to interface with amps. And, Sin 1 you can actually use to kind of insert different preamp sounds in front of various amplifiers. If you want to add a Vox sound or something to your amp, that's kind of what it's designed to do, really. So, Ian Thorn is your waiter. I don't think so. Is he standing behind me? There's Arthur showing support and help with the travel coffee. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, the coffee doesn't suck here, that's for sure. I'll be doing that tomorrow morning. My niece says thanks for the show. Hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And like I say, Blues will be on next week. Yeah, that should be really fun. He's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to playing as well as amps and guitars. Kind of interesting story about Blues. His dad built the Dirty Boy amps and worked on his Marshalls and everything. So he's got an interesting take on amps and stuff like that. He's definitely an amp geek, amp nerd, and he's a killer player. Obviously, I always loved his phrasing and his tone and his note choice, and just his musical choices. He's a very musical guitar player. So going way back. So should be great to have him on. We can chat with him. So, yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up this week. Super short one, but I'm going to eat some good food and enjoy myself. That's what life is for. I'm here for you, but I also got to enjoy it. Steven says, have we talked about the Jane's addiction? Tough one. We did, a little bit, yeah. I don't know what the answer is there. I hope they wrap it up. I wish Perry well. I hope he gets the help that he needs, obviously. And, part of the sad thing is that we've, of course, seen lots of rock casualties. You hope he doesn't become one of those, because he's like 65 years old. Looks pretty great for his age. But, you can't party like that when you're that old and not have bad things happen. So, and it just shouldn't do that anyway when you're out there selling tickets, trying to put on a good show for the crowd. I mean, I remember seeing them open for Smashing Pumpkins before Dave kind of rejoined. This would be 2 years ago now, or maybe a year and a half ago, and I thought it was really good. Perry definitely struck me as being kind of like on the edge of. He was definitely drinking wine on stage and stuff, but he was great that night, I would say. And there was a dangerous quality, like a real rock and roll quality to the show that was kind of cool, it was really great. But obviously, it's trying to ride that dragon or whatever, I don't know how you it's a perilous thing, right? And at this point, it seems like he's been really problematic for her too. And the rest of the guys are just kind of seem fed up. It's not working, So it's like, get the guy the help he needs, and then carry on or whatever. Or not, whatever. But it's more important to, It says the bridge will be crossed between those band members, or maybe not. It's like Steven says, I always hate seeing that stuff on stage. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a show, I agree. It's like you can't be having that crap on stage. It leaves people with a terrible feeling, and they paid for a ticket. But more than that, the dude's a human being. He's obviously in a bad way. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Just hope he gets the help he needs, and that's it. So, all right, everybody. Well, have a great week. Yeah, and I'll see you next week. I'll be back in LA next Sunday. and looking forward to it, to chatting with Blues. And there's a video for something cool coming this week. It'll be on Wednesday, I believe. It's at the 18th. Yeah, same day that I actually come home. That video will get launched. I got to do an edit on it. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow during the day here. Get some coffee, sit outside somewhere, do a little video editing. I'm a digital nomad. Digital nomad style work. Delish. All right, it's time for some pasta, everybody. Have a great night. Take care. I'll see you next week. All right. Thanks so much.